Hello there. So, I'm gonna hop into this Russian defense tournament real quick. And this is the starting position. How do we get here? We'll look at it later, how we got here. But it's black's move here. So I'm not sure if I've played exactly... I mean, I've played a lot of Russian defense, but I don't know if I played exactly these positions very often. So I haven't really prepared. I'm just, you know, we'll have time to look at the analysis later, the database and what the computer says and all that. But it's good to get a little feel for it and put yourself in a real situation and see what you think. You know, take a look at the position and think about it. That's kind of what chess is all about, right? Now this is a little bit weakening, of course, but I have some tempo here. They probably should block, and ooh, I got a problem, sort of. Maybe we're salvaging. I think they can win a pawn with takes, and well, this is redonkulous, my pawn structure. So this is not what I wanted out of the opening, not at all. Look at this pawn structure, terrible. Now, alright, we'll take this pawn. There are ways to maybe give them some trouble. Well, yeah, let's get this knight out. Do I give up the pawn? I'm up a pawn, but I'm just not going to give up the pawn. But that was a nice square for my knight, otherwise. And I really need to... Well, we can trade, that helps me. Really need to get my development squared away. That's very important. Okay, it's not looking too bad as far as development. Now, this would be a great square for the rook if the bishop weren't there. Now, after takes, my pawn structure is a little better. I'll only have these double isolated pawns. And my king can swoop in to protect them, so that's what I'm thinking. Now, this is a little risky, potentially. I have to worry about this move. I think it's okay because, first of all, I think they might trade. Secondly, I have time to move here with tempo. And I'm also threatening the bishop. So there's a lot of things that make this kind of okay, in my opinion. And let's pop that there. No big deal. So I got good control of the center. I think they're looking at this. Unfortunately, I don't have this spot for my rook, as you can see. And I'm attacking this bishop, so even if here I can take the bishop, win another pawn. Okay, they don't like that. I probably should just protect my rook a little bit here, so that this can move if need be. There we go. I'd really, you know what, I should have put the rook here instead. That'd be better. Now they probably need to take because, oh okay, or they can do that. They're protecting, that's okay. Okay, now I'm very happy with these rooks here. Again, this square for a rook is really nice, if I can get it. Their bishop looks dumb. Yeah, my bishop's great. Their bishop's terrible. If I were them, I would have traded it, probably. But they were maybe worried about me getting a passed pawn. Now trying to get a passed pawn is not a bad idea. But also getting my rook here is pretty nice. Okay. So there's a free pawn, but I will lose this pawn. But I think that's a good trade for me. Now they have this fork threat if I move this rook away. So possibly, let's throw this in and see if they go here, then I'll take the pawn. Because right now I'm protecting this. Oh, I thought I was protecting the square, but I'm dumb. Mental error, and I'm giving up the exchange because I don't want to give away the bishop for free. So this is bad. First game of the day. Kind of brain not yet functioning properly. I'll just put this in front of the pawn to help stop it from advancing. Putting my knight on a better square. Doesn't want to be on the edge. Alright. Trading is pretty bad for me, but yeah. If we trade, I will have a passed pawn. So whatever. This is really risky to go this way because I'm opening this file, but I have to get really aggressive. And but these pawns against these, it's pretty nice. Don't mind it. Knight is hanging. I'll go here. Now they might just trade it off, but I don't think that's good for them. We would be even in material. Okay, so might I go here? Let's see what things look like that. I mean, I could just take this pawn as well. Do I just take the pawn, perhaps? Pawn's a pawn. Let's take it. So, theoretically, even in material. Now, yeah, it's a very mixed position, I'll say. Not too sure what they're threatening, to be honest. I think... yeah, I'm not too sure if they're threatening anything, but... so I have an obvious plan of trying to push these pawns forward. I see. They want to get back here. And they want to give check, and then take, or something like that. Now, if I go here, I'm protecting this pawn with an extra defender. Threatening to take. However, they simply dislodge my knight. And then I have here. Now this is maybe annoying as well, which I didn't really look too much at. Not much I can do about these horrible pawns. And it's basically, it's a good plan for them to get rid of these pawns, push these down the board, but they gotta worry about what I'm doing. And okay, if they take this, we're good. I'll throw in... Are they gonna fall for that trick? I don't think they're gonna fall for that. Let's give them the opportunity. No, they're not gonna fall for it. They saw it. So now the upshot, which I saw ahead of time, is that they don't have the square for their rook, so I'm not worried about like checks and then taking and stuff like that. I'll go here. I want to push this pawn with check. Now they can check me, and we can do a nice little dance. But here I get to do this with tempo, so that's a nice thing. Plus, I might get another tempo like this. Yeah. Let's just go here. They cannot put the rook here. I still have ideas of moving the pawn with tempo. Okay. Here, stopping this, but then they go here, and they're kind of pinning the knight, but I go here, they move back, and unclear. I won't have these squares for my knight, because they're hit by the black pawns. Something like this would be terrible. Checks and then takes the knight. This is kind of a waiting move. Didn't I just move my knight back? No. But I'm stopping this. But they'll just take the pawn. But let's see what happens here. Let's start advancing. Now I have this sort of with tempo. It's a bit tricky trying to get the pawn up the board, you know? I can't really this is gonna be hard to defend this pawn. So, dang. Because these squares are 4 away from here. I can't put it here. Don't think I really have any... I guess here. It's not looking too great. I'm just stopping the rook from coming here. Yeah. Not looking good. If they move this pawn a bit, I'll have a nice square, but this pawn is stopping a lot of shenanigans. Unfortunately, I don't really have this. I resign. Okay. So let's check out the database here. And by the way, so we have the Russian defense, And I think takes is pretty solid. You can play... Problem with knight c3 is black can... This is still the Lee chess database. Masters. I don't like knight c3 because black can just take it into the 4 knights game. And 4 knights game is very equal. There's a common mistake. White puts the bishop here and takes, and then forking. And this is doing well with black, 38%. So you probably have to go Spanish variation or Scotch variation, which are interesting openings, worth studying. But you know, here, knight c6. Actually, white scores 4% better than black here. So this is, you know, normally it's supposed to be 10%-ish, and so white's giving up a lot of advantage going into those lines. Now there's this d4 move, very aggressive. I think, is this how I play? But anyway, here in this line we're taking, and then they play d6 and we move back. This is normal theory. Then the knight takes back, so it's a pawn for a pawn. And here, yeah, you probably want to play d4. Also, knight c3 is a move. Knight c3, I mean, they can mess up, they can double your pawns, but yeah, I don't really like it personally, but it's a move. Anyway, d4, that's normal. And this is where our position begins. So, okay, d5 is the most popular move. Okay. Let's look at the main line a little bit here. Bishop d3 or bishop e2. I think I played something like that. Anyway, there's a game of chess to be played. There's a lot of analysis you can do. It's a deep opening. And I played bishop d3. I was okay until I blundered, I think. Even the computer says this stuff is okay, because I was up a pawn. So it wasn't as bad as I thought. What happened here? I blundered. The computer doesn't like that. Just take with the rook. Yeah, makes sense. And I made a huge blunder. This move. Allowing this. Yeah. That was a big mistake. And then another huge blunder here. Okay. This was drawn. Very complicated position, I think. Let's go back to the tournament. So, Russian defense, I don't know if it's played at the very top level. It was played in Blitz at the top level. I think there's a famous game from like 10 years ago or something. There's a game where it was like 3 minutes, a 3-minute game, and Anish Giri or somebody like that, very top level player, stopped and thought for like a minute in a 3-minute game. Basically, they did all their preparation, blitzed it out, and then as soon as they were out of their preparation, they stopped and they thought for a minute. I think that's actually reasonable. As soon as you're out of your preparation, you should not pretend, like, because some people want to bluff their opponent and pretend like they know what they're doing and just make a quick move. That's a bad idea. If you're out of your preparation, it's good to take a moment to think, unless it's bullet, but... Okay, so this was the move, I guess. This is the way. Crazy twin. I'm gonna berserk. Now, it's interesting because this knight is a bit annoying, isn't it? Actually, with the fianchetted bishop, maybe this is nice, a nice idea, because With your pawns here like this, the bishop is pointing at nothing. Anyway, too late. That could be a monster bishop in this game. Almost kind of reminds me of like Catalan kind of positions. So I probably want to move this bishop last in case they take. So we'll just pin this knight. You know, if they took here, I'd be saving a tempo, but I don't think they... Normally they wouldn't. But do I want my bishop here, here? Probably go for... I don't know. Here. In some lines I might push this pawn up, and having the bishop here might be nice. Okay, it's a weakening move, but I think it's reasonable. I might do the same. Now I could go crazy and castle queenside, and this, you know, this is really, it seems crazy, but this is a French exchange opening position. We have, you know, in the French exchange, the pawns are here, and then white takes here and here, and you get this. This is a possible pawn structure. So we're really in the French exchange, in my opinion. Are they trapping the bishop there? And I play a lot of, I've played a lot of French exchange, and I guess to some people it has a boring reputation, the French exchange, but it's actually one of my favorite openings. It's very interesting to me. Usually I don't have my knight here in the French exchange though, so I guess that's a key difference. The knight getting there is rare. And people don't often play a fianchetto bishop in the French exchange, though I imagine it's possible. Okay, so we're threatening the bishop, and they've really weakened their king side, so I am thinking of castling queen side. Probably a good move. Maybe, but not. Maybe not. Just takes. No, I think their position is just falling apart. That pawn was there. Should I get castled? Alright, let's castle the safer way, because the board's getting a little crazy. They're not really threatening this, because I just take. I guess possibly I should put my knight here, maybe. There were weird ideas. Takes. Or actually knight first, then I have a pawn here threatening to go here, but the knight will have exchanged. So I thought about that, but with my king here, it seemed a little risky, and so that's still an option, depending on what they do. They can't block with the queen. This bishop, you know, they might miss this bishop. It's very hidden on the side of the board. Some players will miss it. We've all been there, right? But yeah, weird position. Takes, hitting the rook. There's so many different moves that they could do. It's not, I don't know if it makes sense to be thinking too much about my plans just yet. Possibly just improve my development. Eventually I could think of this move. Taking apart their king side. I mean, it weakens my king side, but it does a lot more damage to theirs. Okay, unexpected move. So we think about this, we think about development, we think about this aggressive move. Or even here. I don't like that move. Let's go for this craziness over here. It's a free pawn as well. I don't know if trying to hold on to that pawn is super worth it, but, you know, we have some ideas. Ah, they want to do this, hitting my queen. But, you know, I can just go here. I don't think it's a big deal. That was the idea behind this move. I didn't really understand it. Interesting. We'll just take it off the board. I gotta move somewhat quickly. Throw this in there. Here. This is pretty weakening as well. But let's put the rook over here. And now we have ideas of this. And just with these, if these bishops are just crisscrossing their side of the board, it's pretty nice, I think. Also push this pawn. Have an angle on the king. Just yet, I don't really have plans of trying to queen the pawn, but they've got to keep their bishop there, probably, to stop any shenanigans that I might try to do. And that is sort of a nuisance for this rook, because they cannot develop this way right now. Only here, really, which is not a big deal. Okay, so I'm going to move this pawn with ideas. Possibly I can just throw my queen here. They might try to do this. It is an X-ray, but I have the check. Check. This looks annoying. And what else have we got? I could have blocked this way, like I was saying earlier. That might have been a little better, because now I can't do that. Let's simply move the rook out of the way. Again, this is annoying, but... Oh, they went that way. Now, pushing this pawn up puts them in a pretty dangerous situation. I think my king is kind of okay here. This will protect... I can use their pawn as protection, in a way. Then I would have to worry about this diagonal, but I can kind of control it. Although I'd be opening the diagonal, but anyway. Gotta be careful. There might be a lot of tactics. Getting the queen here might be interesting. Threatening their bishop. And some lines then might put my bishop here. Threatening checkmate. Okay, I gotta be careful. They're pinning this pawn, but nothing is striking the bishop just yet. Okay, they can do this with threat of checkmate. But I have this move. Nice move. So we're kind of back to this idea. Their pieces are kind of stuck out of the action. Mainly these two pawns are causing that for them. So I like it. Okay, they did that. We do this. They can take with check. It should be fine. We can take the free bishop, I guess. Do I want to threaten checkmate, though? They can come in here, though. That's not fun. Also, this move is protecting this square. If something like this, I can come back. No, I can't. Rook. Ooh, nice move. Maybe. Let's give it a check. Possibly I ignore it and try to checkmate my opponent. Don't know if that's wise. But I'm gonna lose a rook anyway. This is pretty aggressive. And actually takes, and here. But I have queen back. What a crazy position. But there are immediate threats of checkmate, and this is not really going to solve them. So I think probably I'm winning here. Let's see how this plays out. Only 1 minute, 10 seconds on my clock. Take a sip of the Red Bull. Where's that at? Oh, they moved. They did that. We take this way. Because we were in check. And interesting move, but it doesn't really do anything. Now, this is my king protection, though I gotta watch out because this square is well fortified, and I gotta watch the diagonal, but I control it quite well. So good king protection for me, and we have instant checkmate. And GG there. That was a good one. Actually, French exchange transposition, which I didn't expect in this tournament. But that's why it's good to know a lot of openings. That's why I'm doing these tournaments. You learn different openings, and you can identify. They're all interconnected, you know. So it's very useful to know a lot of different openings. Okay, who's strongest here? We got 2135 from India, Prabhahar. Got a few people rated 2100. Junjun. Sounds Korean to me. Junjun. Alright. This is supposedly the best move, I think. That's what the database says. We can berserk this. Okay. Let's ask this knight what it's doing. They should probably do that. We have ideas of pinning, potentially. I think they really need to do this. But they're probably thinking that's not theory because you're moving the pawn twice. But you know, our knight was here and they just pushed it back. So they did this for free. Anyway. Let's go like this. So I'm attacking it twice. They're defending it once. Again, they need to do this. There they go. Now, so we've probably transposed to some kind of actual theory. I can add more pressure on this knight. So hitting it thrice, and they are defending it twice. How do they defend that knight? I think that they don't. I think, yeah, takes. Okay. So it seems like a very equal-ish position to me, which is what black wants. And I'll just try to gradually improve my position. Get the rooks in the game. Maybe some space for my king. And by the time I do that, probably there'll be something to look at. Either tactical or some further improvement to make, or some kind of new plan. Yeah, let's just do what I said here. I think they're wanting to push these pawns up the board. Maybe that's why they moved their knight. But okay, they're hitting my bishop. Just move it back. I don't want to trade. And I think my plan is a little better. I'm getting my rooks involved while they're just fiddling with their knight, you know. So far so good. Okay. And next I want to add some space for my king. Also, my bishop is better than theirs right now. Their bishop is pointing at nothing, into a brick wall. My bishop has, you know, freedom. So that's good too. Okay, gotta start thinking about potential plans. Although the position's fairly equal. Now I think though, getting the square for the knight, we can trade. Getting pawn here, getting this nice center is an improvement on my position, I think. Do I want to trade them all? Now here, I think they just push it back. With the pawn. Can further solidify like this. Bring my bishop back. And just have a space advantage. That's the idea. So I think equal-ish positions are actually really good for your chess. If you really think, you know, what are the... That's the key to, like, why Carlsen is so good. Because he can be in a drawn position against a grandmaster and then just, like, squeeze blood from a stone and just carve out a tiny advantage and then increase it into a game-changing advantage. So... yeah, I think learning how to squeeze an advantage from a drawn position is really what high-level chess is all about. And we can further get really aggressive here, potentially. I gotta worry about what should I do with this queen. Now we can take... this allows me to move the pawn with tempo, but the knight... I gotta worry about it. Knights are tricky. Comes here. I guess it's okay. Let's go for it. Here, knight comes here, and I think it's okay. And now, well, actually, theoretically, this pawn majority against my 3 pawns here is actually supposed to be an advantage compared to mine. Pawns are equal, but we both have majorities. Thing is that the kings are here, and what that means is that it's harder for me to queen a pawn here than it is for them to queen a pawn over here. Just theoretically, that's an advantage for them. However, at our level, well, while they're probably not aware of that advantage, it might bear out in play. We'll see. Anyway, where's this knight going? Here, knights on the rim are dim. There we go. They're eyeing this square. I'm going to shut that down. So knight looks stupid. It's only good square. It's only squares here, and it's a terrible square pointing at nothing. So that's good. Now further pushing these pawns. With the king here, I'm not too sure. Plus, this... I have the wrong color bishop to try to queen on that square. Which is not too great, to be honest. So here, and then... Well, the pawn is still okay. But... What do I want to do here? Advance. Now a really bad move for them would be something like this and here. I mean after they move their knight away here, allowing that would be a terrible move for them. They might do that, something like that. So I'll just maybe wait a little bit. Give him the opportunity to screw up. And, I'm just waiting. Because their position's actually a little bit cramped. What they should be doing is, first of all, like getting the knight here and allowing me to push these pawns forward was not good. And what they need to be doing is focusing on their advantage, which is these 4 pawns. That's the only thing they've got going. Everything else is equal or worse for them. So they're not focused on that. They're not making use of that. So this is protected twice, attacked twice. That's fine. Now we could go here, takes, but the pawn is isolated. I think it will get taken. Do I want to try for it? No, it'll get taken. I don't have much time to move. What else can we do here? Could get my king involved. I'm just gonna move a bit quicker now. I don't really have time to think. 50 seconds. They've played pretty well for their rating. It's been a really drawn game this whole time. I was gonna move it here. Let's make a dumb move. That's a dumb move. But I need to play sort of very aggressive because I only have 36 seconds on the clock. So this is stopping the king from coming in. So my king's gonna come over here, here. They really need to get their rook, I don't know, somewhere back here, I think. But, well then, yeah, that's what I think. So they have 6 times as much time as me. I need to move 6 times faster than my opponent. Doesn't help when I'm having trouble connecting to lead chess. come in and take the pawn, maybe, but probably bad move. I don't have time to think. Yeah, they just come here. No problem for them. If I come in here. Actually, I need to worry about getting checkmated if pawn here. Not so great. Gotta pass pawn, but I don't think it's enough. If they can keep the king on this side of the board, I'll be in trouble. So I gotta move it this way, I guess. Okay, good move. They win. Okay, so yeah, knight c6 is not too common here, but I think we possibly transposed to theory. Oh, I had it. This was a good move here. Interesting. It's very complicated. I'll just try to remember that. It's kind of hard to remember this position. Let's look at the Lichess database since there's not many master level games. So knight c6, doing well for, and then bishop d3, doing well for white. And there's this move. d5. Castles is also scoring well. d5, knight b4, knight d4, takes, whichever takes. Okay. I dare you buy a Robux gift card and donate. No thanks. And takes. Obviously this was bad, but I had 51 seconds on the clock. So that's what I did. All right. So we've got, what's the highest rated? Oh, we got 2200 Realisateur. And maybe that's the highest. $2,200. It's pretty high up. It's my move, huh? Supposedly this is the best move. So now do we have, do we want to do something like this? maybe. These are very natural moves, so I should probably study the theory there. No, I think I like pawn takes. Knight has to move somewhere down. Okay, this looks like a dumb move, but I'm planning on putting the bishop here. I think that they maybe push it back and here. And this knight is fine here anyway. Can come over eventually to f6. Don't know if I have time to get castled though. This is potentially a problem. Could just defend like this. If they... Okay. I think they might be preparing this. They were thinking if they do this, I take the knight and eliminate their threat. Possibly. But now, if here they don't have the square for the knight, so if they play c4, I just take this pawn. And it should be fine. So I have time to get castled. Bring the knight over here, the bishop here. And I like these beautiful bishops. So they do have a pawn majority over here. Always threaten checkmate. Ben Feingold rule. Checkmate. So I said I was going to study theory here. Well, actually, after d5 I was thinking. But might transpose. We just get castled here. I don't like this moving the queen here. Now, are they planning to fianchetto? Because this bishop needs to come out. They've kind of cramped their situation. I can always do this. Do I have this? They move back. H6 is played. Let's go with this aggressive move. Queen d6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Threat, threat, takes with check. Bad opening for my opponent. This queen move was probably horrible. To develop the bishop with tempo. And if they block, I mean, we can further increase pressure. Okay, they lost castling rights. Let's add more pressure because this is a threat. Always check the queen. Ben Feingold rule. Queen is in check. We have another check the queen move. This looks so horrible for I would resign. It's terrible. Back here, possibly I have this, or I think it's an idea. They go to here. I didn't expect that. And this is an idea. It's just a trade, but I like the square for my rook. Can further increase the pressure with this rook coming out. We also have this square is weak. Just utterly demolishing my opponent, and they resign. Utter demolishment. Take the queen. Always take the queen. Okay. So, first of all, I want to see d5, bishop d3. Let's go master's database. d5, bishop d3. I was looking at bishop f5 natural move. Only 3%. But I think it's a natural move. It's a move. It's not terrible. Castles. Yeah, that's what I would probably do. Yeah, they want to get castled as well. Pretty straightforward stuff for both sides. Rook e1. There are other options. c4, 95. Bishop e d2 is equalish. c4 is maybe better. So yeah, white's not really doing anything too special here. What percentage is that? I want to know. 12 or something? What's the computer say? Slightly better for white. Now, we here just have bishop there. Let's go to the Lichess database. Bishop f5. Bishop f5. Bishop d3. 60% for white there. Now if they play d5, it's good. Queen e7 is terrible. That's what they played. Castles. Then they play d5. Good. I play rook e1. c4. Can always throw in c4 because they're probably going to go 6-6. Rook e1. I think they're in trouble. Computer's saying plus 2.8 for white there. Now if we don't throw in c4, we just go straight to rook e1. The computer still says +4. This queen is misplaced. Terrible positioning for the queen. As soon as queen moves here, loss of 2 or more points. And we've got, for Lichess, that is 12% of games, people making it, of these games, people making this terrible mistake. So you have to find d5. So it's kind of, well, d5 is a very natural, obvious move. Bishop e7, less natural. But some people are thinking you don't move the same pawn twice in the opening, so some people are maybe avoiding d5. Please play and analyzing. Yes, this is analysis right here. But I think I've just finished the analysis. This queen e7 move is very bad. So we'll go back. Okay, so let's throw this in, because we'll do this later. There we go. d5. Now probably let's just play somewhat straightforward. Get castled, because all the shenanigans on this file, I don't want to mess with it. Just get castled. Now we have ideas of this. They've beaten me to it a little bit. Probably I want to just fortify that square, quite simply. So this is why I think bishop f5 not so great, because right now I'd rather have my bishop here or anywhere else to allow f4 or f5, excuse me. So I feel my bishop is misplaced here. Now let's script their pawn structure a bit. And let's just pin the knight. I wasted a tempo with the bishop, but can't have everything you want in life. This would be quite weakening. Okay, they unpinned the knight. Now if takes, I have an isolated queen's pawn. I don't know that I care too much. Although right now they can win a pawn, that's a mistake. And they just went back. Yeah, bad mistakes. Bad mistakes. Very bad. I didn't realize they berserked. I just dropped a piece. Let's resign. Okay, so again, master's database. Bishop f5, not played very much. And I found out why. But that's good, I want to find out why. Actually, how do you punish this more immediately? It says just here. I didn't think this was a good move from them, but whatever. Let's go back to the Lichess database. So typically bishop d3, they played bishop c4. d5 looking good. Bishop b3. So black's not too bad here. Now bishop e7 is not doing so well here. First off, I think the bishop doesn't belong there. I could have pinned it already. Bishop g4. What do the masters say? Bishop g4, also not very popular. Just getting castled. Or, well, d5. d5 first. Bishop d3. Bishop d6. Bishop e7. I think you need a lot of experience with these positions. It's more or less, it's really a French exchange position. And this is a good square for the bishop in the French exchange, so I'll give him that. I need to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, well, my sincere apologies, because the tournament is over, and that is the end of the stream. So, thank you, catch you in the next one, and hope you have a fantastic day. Love and peace to, all the world, except the murderers, the thieves, and the horrible people. Not them. Everyone else. Now we have 2 viewers. What's going on? Why are there 2 viewers? Should I play something? The tournament is over. The tournaments are over. There are other weird tournaments, such as Atomic. Do people want to see that? Hyperbullet? Hyperbullet? Do people want to see that? I don't know. If nobody comments, I think it's the end of the stream, because I don't know what to do. Tactics, ordinary, chess. Whenever I start playing Bullet, people typically just disappear, because maybe Bullet's a little bit too fast. Maybe Blitz is a little better. I'll play a Blitz. I'll play Blitz. So, let's try to get the Russian defense if we can, right? Oh, pfft. The heck? Oh, they played D5. Excuse me, E5. They played E5. No, quit. So, could we possibly get a reverse French? But I don't want to play the reverse French down at tempo. Let's see if we get some kind of French position. No, they're fianchettoing their bishop. I've screwed up. The thread is here. Dang it, they got me. The thread is here. They have to go back. Then I can open up. What's that? What is that move? No. No. Oh, okay, now I get it. Attack! This person plays so fast it makes me nervous and uncomfortable. That's how it goes. Very fast. They're playing like bullet speeds. Actually, I wanted my bishop here. I was thinking the pawn was hanging for some reason. Brain malfunction. I'm just doing this in the chance that they miss this, but they'll probably take. This is getting hit, but it doesn't matter. They take here. No problem for them. And it says 0 viewers, so, you know, that's the way it goes. Why am I playing this? Waste of time. Not really, it's chess. Whatever. Could put the bishop there. It looks like a beautiful square. Now we're supposedly even. I'm impressed the person stopped moving so quickly. Very impressive. They should be proud. We have ideas of pinning the knight and then coming here, but it will be too slow. They just move away and no problem. But we can combine that threat with possibly pushing pawn up board. Always push pawn up board. Always prepare pawn push with knight. If here, here. Always support pawn with other pawn. No, with check. No. They do it with check. Terrible. Terrible that would happen to me. Poor me. Alright, we'll try to get the Russian defense, but nobody's playing along, you know? We'll go for the crazy version. Winnower. And can I remember the theory of the winnower? Probably not. There's something weird with the knight. Ah, this knight is designed to go here, so that we take the bishop out. But I don't have time for it. I don't have time, but I don't know. These bishops, or sorry, the pawns being here would just be easy targets, I think. And we can put our knight here, and we're super defending. That's, I think, the way. I think it is the way. We do not have ideas of that, because we'd be giving up this pawn. Now here there's a trap. Well, actually not with the bishop here. Should I go for this? Always attack bishop. So if the bishop weren't here and then takes, and then boom, checking the king, and then I get the free queen. That's why this is a great square for the bishop. Unfortunately takes with check, so this is bad. Is that right? Takes. Thing is, after the dust clears, we have this move, and I think it's interesting. Or they move their king there. That was the other line, and I'm happy with their king there. Oh, you know what? This was a little better. No, actually no, it doesn't matter. They don't want to move their king here either because of this. Lots of targets. Can bring these rooks out very nicely, I think. So, kind of threatening this, sort of. Maybe I should put my rook here first, I don't know. What is knight doing? I don't like your knight. Doing what it said. I think this stops a lot of shenanigans. Probably need to kick the knight. Then we have ideas of here. Kablam, kablam. Everything falling apart for black. This is a very bad rook right now. They moved it so they can bring it over here. Good move. But let's aggressively attack. Bishops are crisscrossing all kinds of shenanigans. But I don't really have any kind of checkmate just yet, I don't think. Let's play a slightly tricky move. Queen sideways. Very tricky. Very tricky. Always take the knight. Oh my god. I lose. I forgot about the queen. Very sad. So sad. Very sad. We lost the way. They disconnected? They're back. Checkmate. Checkmate. Terrible. I think I was winning there for the first half of the game. So it gives a question mark, but this is fine. And this is going for the winnower. Well, actually, it's if bishop here, it's the winnower. And so they play c4. That's a question mark. E takes was correct. And E takes, whatever. What does the computer say? Takes, and then... Okay, I could take here, and then we've got the pressure on the pawn. Alright. Anyway, this was awkward. Yeah, they could win the pawn, but they decided not to. And everything was going fantastic, you know? Everything was going fantastic until, for some reason, I forgot that queen protecting, blunder. And we also had just take the pawn. It was checkmate in 7. I was doing so well. Wow. I was doing so well there. But don't worry, there'll be more better games. French is fun. Let's go for a French, but this looks weird, but this is the way. This is the way. Always pin the knight. Boom, F6. Boom, you didn't like that, did you? Pawn in your face. Am I playing weird? Yes, yes I am. I love it. Got a deep thinker. Okay. I probably do need to stop messing around and get castled. They've done well. This is good for them. But, you know, material's even. Complicated board. Ooh, they made castling harder, but I'll still castle. Queen can get trapped here. And you're duly invited. You are cordially invited to B7 square for a great party in honor of great nation of Kazakhstan. Cordially invited. Why did I do this? Didn't need to do that. Whatever. Always take bishop. Always take bishop. Simon Ben Feingold rule. Always take bishop. Always retreat bishop. Should have just moved the rook over here. He didn't want to be here anyway. Never should have been there. Terrible. remove the defender tactic. Plus it's just hanging. Everything is hanging. But they're hanging too. It's a hanging out party. Knight has nowhere fun to go to, does it? It's a terrible square, but it's well protected. They will do the shenanigans. King has to attack. King is attacking. Attack with the king. Always attack with the king. They are running out of time. That's always nice. Attack with king. Attack with king. I win. Okay, that's the end of the stream for right now. Thanks, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.